now have a solar-powered gate. Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name's Mark, and today I figured we'd start the video inside and show you some of the inside animals. I haven't given you an update on them in a little bit. So we have had cats that came in, and what it was a mom cat that came in a few months ago, and we captured the cat. Well, capture is a understatement. The cat just walked up to us and Tara picked it up, brought it inside, gave it some cat food. It looked a little scrawny. Then we noticed that it was obviously nursing. So we couldn't keep the cat in. The cat had kittens out there somewhere. So we released her. And a month later, I think it was, a month and a half later, we were out with our open farm. So we're open to the public during the weekends. And a lady came up and said, "Oh, my son is playing with your two little kittens over there in the play area." And Tara's like, "Two little kittens? Show me this." So as it turns out, it was the two little kittens of the mom that we had discovered months ago. So Tara snatched them up and brought them in the house and figured, well, we'll wait for Mama. So obviously some stray cats. So they came in. And then about a week later, not even a day later, I guess it was, Mama showed up and we brought her inside. So of course we have Nix, which is the cat that we rescued a year and a half ago. It was found in a ditch with its back legs hogtied as a kitten. So there's some cruel people out there. Now it is a black cat, and people don't like black cats, superstitious or whatever reasons. So Nix is a wonderful cat, and now we have a couple other ones, so I'll introduce you to them. So this one here, now these ones are the kittens. So we've got a cage here that we initially put up just to put them in an isolation, just to see how things were going, and now they kind of hang out in here. Now, yes, they are all black cats. So this one here, hi, this is the little boy, just passed out. We've named him Lucifer. So we were trying to come up with different names. Yes, as soon as you pet their belly, though, oh no, sometimes he goes at it. He starts playing, but obviously he's just passed out. Now, the other one up here is a female, and her name is Rhea. So Rhea is the goddess of nature. Rhea, I can't even get in there. Hello, hi, what are you doing in there? Hi. She is a little bit squeamish, so she's not quite as friendly as Mom or Lucifer. Hi, but you like it in there, don't you? Now we have this cat contraption here, I guess cat tower or cat tree, and we won this at an event. So Tara has gone and bought a larger one that stands about 7 feet tall. Moving over to Mama, and this is Mama here, and her name is Inara. Yes, you seem to have a better life than you did just roaming out. And she is a licker for sure. So Inara is the goddess of nature. So I'm not going to remember all these names. Rhea, Inara, Nix is easy. It's pretty simple. And then Toby. So she is, as soon as she came in, she was rubbing up against the dogs. And that's great because the little one, Rhea, she runs away and gets scared. And of course, that's what sets the dogs off. Who's that? Now, if you look at Toby, yes, what did you do, Toby? So Toby had an abscess. So it hadn't been bothering him. We had it removed because he was starting to lick it. And it doesn't seem to faze him at all. Where's your toy, buddy? Is this your toy down here? You got a couple toys, some recovery toy. Oh, you don't want that one. Oh, you want both. Okay, he rips the squeakers out of them. This one he got yesterday. And it is pretty much shredded and all the stuffing's come out and the squeaker's gone. Marlene brought that, one of our volunteers, and you really like it, but I think you like it a little too much, don't you, bud? Now, Maggie is outside. She's a female. Toby is about 6 years old, I believe. Maggie's 7 years old. And they are West Highland White Terriers. Right? Yes. Now, Nyx is in her favorite spot on the end of the bed. Nyx, hi. Oh, how are you? The widest of eyes. Here, look. And we think she kind of she does remind us of Toothless on How to Train Your Dragon. She's got those big wide eyes, the black, and she's just yeah, she's really good. She is very good. A little fat though, aren't you? Yes. So that's her favorite spot, and that is Nyx, which is the goddess of night. Yeah. Black cats are so hard to film or take pictures of because there's no contrast. There's Maggie. Maggie! You just have to say her name and she gets so excited. Maggie! Hi! She's a big licker. So Maggie's the oldest one, and of the dogs, Atlas is a Bernese Mountain Dog, and he is the youngest. He's only a couple years old. Hey? Yes. Silly boy. So Atlas is just a big scaredy cat. So people come and visit, and he just cowards away. And he's not much of a herd dog. He's supposed to be a herd dog. But he is one of the gentlest dogs you'll ever meet. Hey, a big fluffy teddy bear. Right, Maggie? Yes, Maggie. So we had a feathered visitor last week. Tara had mentioned for me to have a look at the camera system out that covers the pond, because during the day last week there was a crane that came in. And was the footage isn't as the best, but it's good enough to see what's happening out there. So this crane comes in and swoops down, and it's always interesting to see the reactions of the geese and ducks in the yard when something from the sky descends. It was the rowan male. He was in the pond, and then he got out of the pond, and then he looked around, he got back into the pond, then got back out of the pond, and then kind of scurried away. It was pretty funny. But probably stayed here for about 20 minutes, hung out on the shoreline, and it's just neat to see these different animals that come in and pay us a visit from time to time. So if you've been watching our videos for a while, you will have seen a video about a month and a half ago about unwanted guests. Sometimes people just come in and figure, oh, well, it's a weekday, so the business is open. So we get people that come in when we are away in the city, grocery shopping, or even when we're just in the back area working. So we have people that come in and just kind of wander through the animals. And then we come out and say, yes, can we help you? So this gate is going to make a great addition. So we had it delivered last week. And it is a 16-foot wide opening here. And it is fully solar powered. So we have a solar panel that's up here, and that runs down through the conduit into the base, which houses a battery, and it also houses a pulley system. So it works on a spring system to keep the counterbalance. So we've got 2 springs here, and we have springs here as well. And then there's a stopper here, and of course a stopper down in this area here. And it's manufactured here in Canada by MJ Endeavors, and it's called the Lift and Go Remote Vertical Gate System. Now the reason why this works so good, and I have the remote here, I've actually ordered a few more of them online because they are fully programmable. So you just push that button and the gate drops. Now there is another piece that we have to install, which is over here, and we're going to have to put a pole in the ground right about this area here, and that's just a guide for it to go into. Now another thing I want to do is, since we have 12 volts here readily available, and I've talked to him about this, is I'm going to install LED lighting down here that will actually shine across the gate. To make it more visible. I think I'm going to put probably a close sign on there and some reflectors as well. So we can tie into a voltage line that is actually in there that goes down and directly to the battery. I just have to wait for a photocell so I can go dusk till dawn. So a big bonus of this is, versus traditional gates, is if it's snowy and you have a big snowdrift, it just climbs right out of the snowdrift. Now, its primary manufactured use was for cattle. So a guy's on his tractor and he wants to go out into the field to feed the animals. Then he can just drive up, he can open it, he can close it, because that happens quite a bit in even a day in just feeding cattle. So you can have these gates where you don't have to get off your tractor. You can stay in the wintertime, you can stay in your warm and toasty tractor. Now we've been discussing where to fit all the hay in the wintertime. So we do have a barn way down there, and that stores most of the feed. But we want to keep things a little closer to home and closer to the animals, so we can bring a load down, load it, and then hand bomb it in as we need it. So this area here I reworked last week and pulled down. There was a railing there that was just kind of falling down. I had to rewire a plug in here. And then of course this window was rotting. So I redid it and put it on an angle so when it rains, it comes down here. I just have to install some caulking in here. Now, last night Tara was mentioning that she's thinking, why am I dragging it all and storing it in here? Can we build some kind of awning across here that comes out, and then she can store all the bales up on here. So this is something we're looking at. And of course this type of roof here, all I really have to do is put in a beam across and then some top pieces and a couple uprights and secure it all in, and then we'll have an awning that comes out kind of right to the edge of the building. So that's something we're looking at the moment. How are you guys doing? You guys still not in around the pond? The guinea fowl. So we've got the 5 guinea. Let's see if we can sneak up on them here. There should still be 5. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are getting quite large. So we haven't lost any of these guys, which you know, is a little surprising. It's great news, and they seem to be growing up fast. So the current project Tara is working on is the rebuild of the roof for the rabbit hutch. So she's tearing out all the material. You can see how this door just doesn't work. It's a little small. So of course you end up hitting your head on it, and this was kind of an afterthought door just to get into this area. So we want to build up and change the roof design to come up this way so that the height of it is over the door, and we can actually put a full-size door in there and a full-size door, which there currently is one over there.
The nests are in.
Nests, mouse?
Oh, bird, mouse, chipmunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this has been like this ever since pretty much the beginning. So it is kind of fallen apart and is ready for a little bit of a change up. Now another problem that we've been having is because the roof goes this way, I just kind of rigged this in here to fit a door. But the problem is, there's no eaves on here or anything. So the rain and snow come and they drop right down here. Usually we'll get ice buildup right at the bottom of the door. So by having the roof on an angle in this direction, of course it's going to flow off, and we can put an awning that kind of comes out and covers this area. So that will be a major improvement. This was an initial build, which is still here, and we actually use this to keep or to feed the ducks and not the goats. So we had these little cutouts here where the ducks and chickens could stick their head in, and on the inside we had a flower planter or pot, or one of those long rectangular ones. So the ducks could stick their head in, and then the other goats couldn't. But it changed when Lucy was born. Lucy had such a small head, she could kind of turn sideways and use her tongue, and she would lick up the chicken feed. So we had to kind of rethink our idea on that.
Yeah, that can all come down too, eh?
Yep, that's out. Always the tough guy when you're on the other side of the fence, are you? Oh, roosters are funny. Okay, so now we're in this area here, which is our peafowl area. Our chickens, our pigeons, and of course the rabbits are over on this side. So always stuff to do, always stuff to reconsider and build. Yes, Fernando. Now our peafowl, or peahen, there's our peacock there. Our peahen should still be sitting. Yep, she's still sitting over there along the edge in the shadows there. So we're keeping a close eye on her. Turbo, you really love that spot, don't you? Seems to be your thing, right on that concrete. And Hannibal, I should go grab some more apples. Yes, I don't have any right now, Annie. Somebody brought some apples today, which is wonderful because we love to get those in because, of course, our animals do love them, especially Hannibal. So, do you love apples, buddy? Yeah. Okay, our rooster's here. Daisy's doing well, so I think next week she gets another farrier visit. But she's up and around. She's very mobile. When she first came in, of course, she could barely stand, and she was limping when she got out of the trailer. So she is doing much better now. She's going to need regular farrier visits. Hi, Meadow. Hi, how are you doing? Meadow's doing great, aren't you? Yeah, maybe I'll have to get you an apple, too. And Aunt Shadow. They seem to hang around quite a bit. Where is Mom? Oh, Mom must be in the back, I'm guessing. You don't need to hang out with the kids. There's Lambert. Hi, Lambert. One of your favorite spots, too. Inside the building, we haven't gotten to the painting portion any further than we did a month and a half ago, I guess. But it will come. It's one of those things that we want to do, and we want to definitely get done before winter and before the dust starts to build up. And the guineas in here, so we have, you can see, wow, look at the size difference between those two. So we did lose a few of the guineas, but that's to be expected. There is quite a difference in size. I am amazed on the difference. Like, you've got some bigger ones and some smaller ones. They all want to be by Mom. It was cute this morning. We had some visitors come in just to drop off those apples, and I actually saw Mom. She picked up a few and then fed it to a couple of the little ones. You want an apple? Do you even realize what this is? It's an apple. Yeah, there, yeah. There you go. Yeah, she doesn't care too much for the human contact. But if you have an apple, yes. Come on! Come on, animals! Come on, Annie. Gonna get it. Tinker. 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 Here. Come on. Oh, that's my thumb. Here. Turbo. It's funny, Turbo doesn't like them. Right. Lucy? Okay, now we're starting to get a little overwhelmed. Where's Hannibal? Here, Blackie. Oh, okay. Well, Turbo will eat them right out of the bag. How many do I have here? Shadow! Shadow! Fernando! Okay. 1, 2. Turbo. No. Turbo doesn't want it out of your hand. There you go. Lucy. Lucy gets a small one. Blackie. Tinker. We're going to try you again, Turbo. Just eat it. Petunia, that's my thumb. You wait your turn. Barry. Barry just doesn't really care too much. Okay. 1, 2. How many do I have left? Did everybody get one? Here. We'll see who goes after the bag. There's nothing left in it. Ah, you want that? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Good stuff. Okay, last one. Oh, here's Shadow. I've only got 3 left. You're just going to ignore me after this, though, aren't you? Okay, Shadow, Willow, and Blackie. I gave Shadow some earlier. That is it, my animals. That is it. Yes. Yes. Hannibal never made it out, but Hannibal had some earlier, so. Petey and Piper. Petey. Hi, Petey. You didn't come for apples. I don't have any more now. Rooting through. Hi. What are you working on? Looks like you've been digging in the mud too. So this is a Muscovy drake. And the drakes, Muscovy drakes, are really the only ones that you can actually pet. Ducks aren't really a petting animal, but these guys are pretty good most of the time, right? And they're so talkative. So yeah, this is a swale here that kind of fills up and attempts to drain, although over by the gate there is a lot of water. So we're gonna have to play around with our swale, maybe dig out that dry section right there to try to get the water to flow over in this direction. But the pigs love it, just rooting through. And here we have 3 generations of female goats. We have Snow on the left, we have Petunia on the right, and we have little Billie Jean in the back. Here is the overflow, and it's actually flowing pretty good. So this trench comes right through. This was one of the first things we built, and it goes right through and right up to the front of the property because this property did flood, overland flooding. So the pond fills up and trickles into here, creating a little mud pocket in here for those who appreciate the mud pocket. And the pond is at its maximum. Now there's a drain right over there. Nope, right over there. You can kind of see it sticking out. And the overland flooding comes from the back in the spring when you get melting. So it flows right into there and comes out. But over the last few years we haven't had any rain. So we have lined it Now some of the rock has dropped off the side of the liner. It's going to need some maintenance for the next couple years. We're going to have to get some more rock in and cover that area up there. So somebody wants attention. Oh, ducks. Oh, animals. There's a couple more. Oh, there's a duckling. The Muscovy duckling, which is what this one is, they tend to grow a lot slower than your traditional rowan or pekin duck. They can take up to 6 months, where pekins and rowans can take up to 6 weeks. Here are a couple more of the Muscovy drakes, and here is one of the ducks. They are a little bit smaller, and here's another one of the ducks, and here's some of the little ones. So to get an idea of the size of the ducks, these are the Muscovy ducks, and I'll have to find the rowans. I'm looking around for them, but they kind of blended into the shadows. So there on the left, the one that stood up is the drake, and that one right there closest to us is the duck. And then we have all the little ones, which are almost the size of Mom and Dad. So you can see just how fast they grow. These ones hatched out probably only about a week before the other ones, but they're so much larger. Oh, time to go for a swim? All right, there's one little one there. The geese are over here. They're lounging in the swampy area. This is another low area, as you can see here. But it does soak into the ground very quickly. So by tomorrow, this will all be dry. And we have Chinese geese. There's our pekin. So these are, you can tell here by it's what's called a drake feather on the tail. It's a little hard to see, but males will have what's called a drake feather. They are a little bit larger than the female. And looks like everybody just wants to head out and not be around me at the moment. I guess I disturbed them. Although, who do I still have right by my side? What are you doing? Yes? Oh boy. They're so social. So if you want a social duck, best to raise them from a duckling. But Muscovies are extremely social. You don't even have to raise them from a duckling. They're just a social animal. Looks like we just missed it. Piper going for a mud bath. Oh, we don't want to pet her at this moment. She is quite muddy. Hey, Piper? Piper? What are you doing? You're all muddy. Wow. There are times where she will actually go into the pond. Tara's seen her a couple times in the pond here, and she looks like a little hippopotamus. Hey Snow, you guys done bathing? It looks like you still need a little bit of more color, don't you? Those are guineas being loud in the background, in case you didn't know. Come here, boys, I got some apples. Who wants apples? Oh, whoa! Okay, you want apples, that's for sure. Levi, here. Here. There you go. You like those? Oh, you do like those. Come here, Bobby, Billy. Oh, Bobby. I'll have to go out and I've been meaning to go over to the other farms and check out where the boys are, the little boys, and the kid goats and Bobby. So maybe I'll do that maybe next weekend. Do you want? Hey, don't be like that. See what he's doing? He says, those apples are mine. And you behave too. You boys, here. Oh, stop it. Here. Billy. Oh, boys. That's it. That's all I have. That's all I have. You two keep each other on your toes, don't you? You turn your butt towards them and you turn your head towards them. Look, Carl's done. I guess one was enough. Put your ears up. Don't be like that. Come on. That's it. Look, it's gone. All gone. Yeah. These guys are funny. You guys are funny. So that's it for this video. The gate up front I didn't mention is about $3,000 Canadian for that gate. And we'll be, of course, giving you updates on that as it goes through the fall and the winter time to see how it builds up. And then, of course, when I put the lighting and everything on there, I'll give you an update on that. So that's it from here at the 10 Acre Woods. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click that like button. Leave us a comment if you have a question. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so by clicking that subscribe button. Till next video, take care and have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye-bye. So I was just editing the video and I realized, well, I missed the little ones in there. So I grabbed some apples and we're going to head in there and just give them some apples. Come here, bud. Look. What's this? It's an apple. What about this half? All right. Maybe Sheldon doesn't like apples. Here, Moira. Moira, here. Here. Well, maybe the rooster will eat it. We've got a leghorn rooster here. No. George. George, look. What's this? George will eat it. You don't want that, do you? Oh, Moira's checking it out. Here. There we go. Go on. You want another one, George? Yes, there we go. All right. Yes. Good, eh? Yes, it is. Oh, and of course, who do we have here? That's it. I got one more. One more. Looks. Oh, Sheldon. Be nice. Here, Moira. And George. 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 No, leave that alone. Here. Look. All right. That's it. That's it, kids. Is it good? Yes. Okay. And that is the end of the video.